Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network. Kentucky Christian gets a bucket there. .3:12 to play here in the first quarter. 4-point advantage for Tennessee Wesleyan. Right wing, it's Jimenez Diaz. She'll go up and draw the contact on the shot, so she'll get 2 free throws coming her way. This one's going to be on Hardwick. Her first, team third of the quarter. Martin's going to return, and Wright will return. They'll replace Baxter and Mayo. Kentucky Christian getting several subs back into the ball game. Gillum back in, along with number 15, Belle Sparks from Ashland, Kentucky. First one is good there for Jimenez Diaz. 17-12. And she converts both at the line. Still some token full court pressure. Now Wesleyan picks up the steal. Crowder pushing the pace. She'll circle it back out, wait on her teammates here. Under 3 to go. Wright's going to take the triple. That's going to be short. Foul battles Higgins for the rebound, but Higgins comes away with it. High dribble, no whistle on that one. Gets to the far block, she'll kick it out. Flowers going for another 3. Karam's off the rim, offensive board by Sparks, and she's going to draw 2 shots herself. This one's going to be on Anna Crowder, her first. Team third. So Alexis Bates will check in. Ella Crowder, number 25, 5'9", sophomore forward, will check in for Wesleyan. Then KCU is going to get a sub in here for Castle. It's going to be Rebecca Filano. As the first one is made by Sparks. 18-13 the score. First quarter action here. Wright pulls it down, pushing over to Martin on the left. Martin has Crowder cutting, but skips it over to Wright, and Wright's pass is going to be behind him, cutting Jimenez Diaz. 2:21 to play, first quarter. It's the third game in a row for the Lady Bulldogs here on Dwayne Farmer Court. They'll travel to Columbia College on Friday night before playing CIU on Saturday, and that's going to be an offensive foul as Ella Crowder, puts her body on the line, takes the charge against Higgins, and that's going to be the second on Higgins, 4th on KCU. It's going to be Abby West to replace Higgins, who has 2 fouls. Bates walks it across midcourt. Swings it right wing to Wright. Kicks it out. Here comes Bates down the right side of the lane. High arcing shot off the glass. It falls void. Lady Knights pushing it up the pace. Flowers with it. Kicks back. Long 3 here for West is good. The Lady Knights are to within 2 points. With 1:40 to play, first quarter. This is a game that the Lady Bulldogs won in Grayson, Kentucky by 2, 63-61 back in November. It was really the first game of the year for Kentucky Christian, at least the first conference game. It's about the 3rd game for Tennessee Wesleyan. Atkins back into the ball game for KCU. Long inbounds, comes to Gillum. She'll get it across midcourt. Now Atkins on the left wing. They'll hand it off to West. West calling out the signals. Lady Bulldogs person-to-person defense shown. They'll drop it here to Sparks. Sparks long 2, no good. Offensive board and put back is no good there for Gillum. Here comes Wright. Under 60 to play. Left side, Martin will stutter step now. She'll take it on the drive. Right side of the lane, up and off the glass. It falls off, but the whistle will give her 2 free throws. This one's going to be the first on Gillum. It'll be the 5th on KCU. So McKaylee Martin at the line, 77.8 is her average as she converts the first one. Makes it a 3-point game. Second one too strong. Rebounded by Crowder trying to get it to Martin, and it'll go out of bounds off of KCU. Anna Crowder back in for Martin. So Anna and Ella on the court for one of the first times in their Wesleyan careers. Not very often. They're usually subbing for each other, so it's good to see the twins out there together. Alexis Bates, another twin out there, drills it from the near corner, puts them up by 6. Under 35 seconds to play, first quarter action here. Number 2, Abby West with the ball out front. Left side of the floor, Gillum has it, looking for some help. They've got Cassie Bajents into the game, number 42, 6'2" center, sophomore. Now a 2 at the top of the key by West, or a long 3, sorry, by number 2. Is off to the left, and with 13 seconds exactly, Lady Bulldogs are looking at the last shot of the quarter here, leading by 6, 22-16. Ella Crowder gets it, takes it off the dribble, working against Bajents. Gets blocked hard underneath with 1.4 remaining. See what Jeff Rice sets up with Bates inbounding it. Wright gets it. One dribble, sidesteps, and not going to get the shot off, and it would have missed anyway. So at the end of the first quarter, Lady Bulldogs lead at 22-16. We'll be back on the Bulldog Digital Network. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network, we apologize for the technical difficulties at the start of the game, and hopefully the stream is working for you here. Jared Wright bringing you the play-by-play in this Appalachian Athletic Conference matchup. Lady Bulldogs will have it to start the second quarter, leading at 22-16. They're currently being led by Alexis Bates. She's 2 for 2 behind the arc. Crowder with it on the right wing. Trying to get it down low to Jordan Wright, but they're not able to do that just yet. Crowder now gets the handoff back from Mayo. Martin's going to take the corner 3. Strong off the back of the rim, and it will come down to Bajents. Lady Bulldogs against Columbia in their last game on this floor put up 99 points. It was a career high day for Anna Crowder with 20 points to her credit. Now Bajents gets it off a pick and roll, missed the layup on the right side, gets her own putback, and she converts that one for the first points of the second quarter. 22-18. Here's Anna Crowder for 3. Knocks it down as Bajents was trying to close out on her. Back to a 7-point advantage for Tennessee Wesleyan. Coach Ross telling his girls to pressure it. It's going to be Wright that will pick up West. This series is in favor of Tennessee Wesleyan, 4-2. They've won 3 in a row. That's the largest streak in this series. Martin, good box out against Bajents. Giving up a lot of height there, but able to defend it well. And here comes Wright all the way down off the rebound. And she'll get 2 more free throws coming her way as West is going to pick up her second foul. Team first of the quarter. Flowers is going to return. Wright makes the first one. 8:35 to play in the half. 8-point advantage. Wright trying to make it 9. Missed it. Lady Bulldogs have missed a couple of free throws already. And then it's going to be a turnover here by KCU. So they're going to get number 11, Castle, back into the ball game. Bates in command. Drops it to Wright. She'll flip it to her left over to Mayo, and they work it farther into the corner over to Crowder. Mayo trying to take it off a screen from Martin. Layup strong off the glass. Had to force it up there and makes it. Defender on her hip, and it's back to a 10-point game. Here comes Castle up the floor. Right side. Skips it around. Now Flowers with it, trying to lob it down low to Atkins. Atkins fights through 2 defenders and makes the lay-in on the left. Alexis Bates pushing up the floor again, getting the start for the last several games. Her 4th start of the season with Jacelyn Stone out. Knee injury, and now Crowder's drive down the left side. Comes too strong off the glass. Rebounded, cleared out by KCU. Flowers, quick touch pass to Gillum. This one poked away. Quick hands by Anna Crowder. Will at least stop the transition. Inbounds comes to Flowers. She's going to take another 3. She's got 2 of them. It's down to a 5-point lead for Tennessee Wesleyan. Wright works it to the right. Now Mayo moves it to the left. Here's Bates back down the right side. Little driving kick to Wright. Wright literally runs it all the way around the perimeter to the left wing. Bates going for another 3. Missed it on this one. Trying to follow her own rebound, but Gillum steps in front to get it. Flowers in transition. Crowder trying to take a charge. Could have been called either way, but moved into it. No blocking call. Upset there from the KCU bench. Here's Castle trying to go inside. Spins to the left. Layup too strong. Martin corrals another board. Martin's got 3 to her credit. Now Wright taking it down the near side. She's going to draw another foul. This one's going to be on 10, Atkins. And Wright's going to get a couple more free throws. Baxter and Powell return for Mayo and Martin, or Mayo and Bates, Martin and Bates. And Wright's first free throw is good. 6:31 to play here at the half, or till the half, and Wright converts both. Now Jimenez Diaz will check in for her. Lady Bulldogs have gotten it to 10 points twice. About 30 seconds within the 8-minute mark of both quarters. Just cannot expand it past that. Higgins back in with 2 fouls. She's going to come up racing after the back here on the Bulldog Digital Network. We apologize once again for the difficulties we are having with the stream here tonight, but Wesleyan is tied up by KCU, and Wesleyan has responded with back-to-back buckets. 34-30 with 1:45 to play. Now the left side. Athiolano gets them to within 1 with a 3 ball. Mayo with it out front. Here comes Ella Crowder. Bounces it over to Bates, going for another 3 off the back iron. Ella Crowder gets the offensive board. Wright's going to take the 3 from the left side and knocks it in. 37-31, or 33, sorry. So 4-point game with under 55 seconds to play. Left side, Gillum into the corner. Out front, Atkins now gets it back to Gillum. Gillum calling for some help. Shot clock down to 8. Skip pass down low. Miscommunication there. Nobody was home. Bates picks it up for the Lady Bulldogs. Far side, Mayo going for another 3. Bounces off the rim. Atkins with a big box out against Ella Crowder. 25 seconds, no shot clock. Gillum catches it near the AAC logo. She'll flip it back outside to Abby West. Lady Knights content on holding the ball with a 4-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs here. West going all the way in, and it's going to be a charge. Ella Crowder steps in and picks up the 3rd foul on Abby West. It'll be the 4th of the quarter, but that won't matter with 4 seconds remaining. So Mayo's going to catch it at midcourt. She's going to fire a shot from the Dwayne Farmer Court logo, but it will miss. And so at the end of the first quarter, it's the Lady Bulldogs holding a narrow advantage, 37-33. We'll take a break here on the Bulldog Digital Network and then bring you some first half stats. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network. Lady Bulldogs with a 4-point lead here at halftime. I want to say congratulations. They're going to recognize her after the game, but Jordan Wright has hit her 1,000th point here for the Lady Bulldogs in her career. And so she needed 9 and is sitting on 9 currently for her total. So congratulations to Jordan Wright. They're going to recognize her after the game. We'll try to keep that broadcast up for you to watch at home as Jordan Wright hits it right on the number here in the first half. Looking at the other statistics, Alexis Bates does lead the Lady Bulldogs with 10 points, 5 rebounds as well to lead them. On the other side, it's Lakin Atkins with 13 points for the Lady Knights to lead all their scores. You've seen the team stats. It's 44% from the field for KCU, 33% for the Lady Bulldogs. And KCU shooting behind the arc a little bit better, 55.6% compared to the 37.5% for Lady Bulldogs, but they are beating them at the free throw line. 77.8 is their average. Lady Bulldogs have turned it over 4 times, KCU adding 2 points off of that. And then Tennessee Wesleyan has gotten 7 points off of the 8 turnovers by KCU. Lady Bulldogs being out-rebounded, but some of that is just the post presence of KCU inside, 22-17 on that one, as we get set for the start of the second half here. It will be Tennessee Wesleyan ball out of the halftime break. It's going to be Bates, Wright, Mayo, Jimenez, Diaz, and Crowder out there for them. It's going to be Jimenez Diaz on the drive down the left side. Ball just rolls off the front of the rim. Higgins trying to chase down the long rebound, drops it to Bates, and Bates is going to airball a 3 right into the hands for KCU. Now here comes Crowder with the steal. Wesleyan gets it back out on the right wing to Crowder. Jimenez Diaz in the lane, spinning, jumper off the mark. So first 2 attempts for the Lady Bulldogs have fallen void. And now Anna Crowder takes the charge for Tennessee Wesleyan. This one's going to be on Sparks, her first. Team first of the quarter. Dr. Kahn, Coach Kahn, to her feet. Kind of coach up Sparks a little bit on that one. Bates bringing it up the floor. Hands it off to Wright. Left wing. It's going to be Jimenez Diaz. Gets a screen from Crowder. Flips it over to Bates. Now Mayo. Up top, it's Crowder with it. Skip pass over to Jimenez Diaz. Crowder with it back out front. 3 to shoot. Mayo's going to have to fire it. She does as the clock's winding down, and she's going to airball it. Picked up there by Atkins. Higgins in transition. Big crossover at the free throw line. Gets stuck. Pull up, though, is good. And there's our first points of the second half. As it's now just a 2-point game, but make that back to a 4-point game as Cambry Mayo gets a layup on the right side. Here comes Atkins with it. Poked away by Crowder. Here comes Wright with a loose ball. It's a 3-on-2 break over to Jimenez Diaz. Layup off the right glass, no good. Here comes KCU with the rebound. Bates trying to pick up Sparks quickly. And now Mayo's going to pick up her second foul on the shot by Gillum near side. There'll be 2 free throws coming for Gillum, an 82% shooter on the season from Olive Hill, Kentucky. Gillum at the line. First free throw is good for her. 7:49 to play. First part of the second half here, third quarter action to be exact. And both of them are converted back to a 2-point game. Here comes Bates across midcourt. Crowder, top of the key, flips it to the left and Mayo. Now right with it, trying to work against Higgins. Two seniors battling each other. Wright's going to try to add to that 1,000-point career total. She misses the three, though, on the right side. Atkins pushing the pace, looking up. Higgins out front, sends it right side to Flowers. J.C. Powell coming back to the scores table. Jimenez-Diaz gets her hand in the passing lane, picks up the steal. It's a 3-on-1 break over to Mayo. Mayo is going to draw one against Higgins, who cut her off. And that's going to be the third on Jada Higgins, senior guard that transferred in from Eastern Kentucky University. Powell returns. It'll be Hardwick returning along with West for KCU. So Mayo at the line for 2 free throws. 76 is her average, converting on 32 of 42. And she makes the first one here, back to a 3-point game. Chance to push it to a 2-possession game if she can make this one. And she does convert both of those. Fiolano back into the ball game for KCU. Full court pressure being shown by Tennessee Wesleyan. It's going to be West to get it across the time stripe. 3 minutes played so far in the third quarter. Lob into the post to Gillum. She's going to get the bucket and the foul. Wright came over for the help defense. Jumped and got the body contact with the arm. So Gillum converts the 3-point play. It's a 1-point game. It was this way with 1:32 left in the first half. Crowder, top of the key, sends it over to Powell. Now Mayo circles it around the top. Bates on the right wing, skips it over to Powell to her right. Now Powell sends it flying back across to Crowder. Mayo flips the court over to Bates. They just keep working it around the perimeter. Shot clock at 4. Wright's going to step back for a 3. Shot clock will reset, but it's rebounded anyway by KCU. Now Powell intercepts the pass at midcourt. Wright trying to take her defender off the dribble, and Gillum layup too strong, and this one's going to go out of bounds. That's going to go out of bounds off of KCU. Shot clock reset to 20. Bates gets it into Wright, guarded by Gillum. Guarded by Hardwick. Now a pass to the baseline is picked off. Here comes Lady Knights. Far side of the floor, lob into Gillum. Powell switching off and guarding her. Gillum, a lot of contact, no call. Gets her on board, and this one's going to be short. Powell defended that one pretty well. Mayo with it, trying to get all the way to the rim. Layup, little baby hook from the corner. Fiolano picks up her first, team third of the quarter. And so Mayo's going to step back to the line. She leads Wesleyan with 11. Makes the first one here, the Bradley Central Bearette. Back to a 2-point game. Mayo misses it. Crowder battling for the offensive board. It will go to KCU on the possession arrow. So the first miss there for Mayo of the evening. Fiolano gets it in. Now they're looking on the baseline. She gets it right back near the AAC logo. She's going to push it up the near side of the court. Driving the baseline is Gillum against Baxter. Layup missed. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Baxter. Clock did reset to 20 on the shot clock. Theolano gets a screen from Gillum, pops back, long two-pointer is no good. Bates pulls it down. She'll push the pace, sends it left side to Powell. She's going to take the long shot. And that one's going to be too strong. Several three-pointers have been too long for the Lady Bulldogs. They've made several to start in the first quarter, but they've kind of gone cold from behind the arc now. Theolano in the lane, gets the bucket, and it's knotted up at 42 all with under 5 to play here in the third quarter. First tie of the ball game. Now Baxter trying to break the tie, missed it. Powell gets the offensive board, loses it on the way back up. Theolano on the ground. Powell picks up the loose ball. No contact calls either way. Baxter trying to make this one work, missed it. Powell gets the rebound, tries to go back up, and gets fouled hard by Theolano. So she's going to pick up her second. So Atkins will set. Flowers and Sparks returns for Gillum and Atkins. Wesleyan will have Wright return for Bates. Jimenez-Diaz back in for Mayo. And so Powell's still standing at the line waiting to take a free throw. This will be her 7th attempt on the season, 4 of 6 coming into tonight. Makes the first one. Gives Wesleyan the lead back, 43-42. Second one rattles out. Rebounded there by Sparks. 4:21 to play here, third quarter action, Bulldog Digital Network. Flowers takes a deep three, and that will give KCU their first lead of the ball game, 45-43. Here comes Jimenez-Diaz over to Wright, trying to answer back with a three of her own, missed it. Flowers had a good box out there against Baxter and the Lady Bulldogs. I'll try to defend this one to avoid going down 2 possessions. Theolano out there with it on the left side, gets a screen from Sparks. Between her legs, trying to take Crowder off the dribble. Finds Hardwick in the near corner. Now the feed into Sparks. Shot up and over is Wright defended that one pretty well. Here's Powell in transition. Advantage for KCU. Baseline was Jimenez-Diaz. They missed her on the cut. The defender was off of her. Now Powell trying to take it to the left. Here comes a screen for Wright. Trying to go against Flowers. Fakes away. Fall away on the baseline. Short off the right side of the rim. Theolano going for the three, and she hits it. KCU feeling it. They're up by 5, their largest lead of the ball game. After Theolano drills the deep shot. Now briefly poked away from Wright. And Wright is going to pick up a blocking foul against the Theolano. That one probably could have gone either way. Theolano get called for the blocking, her 3rd, team 4th. She'll take an exit, and Castle will replace her. That one kind of looked like Jordan Wright maybe got the shoulder down just a little bit. Wright makes the first one. (50-46). Wright misses it. Rebound comes down to KCU. Here comes Flowers with the ball, 2:11 to play. Far side. It's Castle with it. Working from the top of the key. They move it into the near corner to Flowers. Flowers spins on the baseline, skips it out. Three-pointer up from Hardwick, and it's good. Hardwick, and it's good. 53-46, 1:45 to play. It's their largest lead of the ball game at 7. Wesleyan led by 10. Number 10, Powell, misses the three, short off the right side. Here comes Castle quickly. Pull up from 15 feet is good. Coach Jeff Rice is going to take a perfectly timed timeout. 1:27 to play. His team down by 9. We'll be back on the Bulldog Digital Network. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network, Jared Wright bringing this Appalachian Athletic Conference matchup between the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs and the Kentucky Christian Lady Knights. It's going to be Jordan Wright with the ball, bringing it across midcourt, gets it to Powell. 1:20 to play here in the third quarter. Jimenez Diaz in the lane, gets stuck, finds help from Taylor Penning, who's checked into the ball game, number 11 for the Lady Bulldogs. Wright takes it off the dribble and converts it. Down to a 7-point game. Still showing full court pressure of the Lady Bulldogs. Gillum in the backcourt, barely getting across midcourt before the 10 seconds. Now Flowers rips it away, and there's going to be a blocking foul on Jimenez Diaz. Arm got extended there from Flowers, but that one's going to go against Tennessee Wesleyan. Theolano back into the ball game. So that's 3 on Tennessee Wesleyan. Cameron Mayo coming back to the scorers table. The lob down low, partially deflected. This one goes out of bounds off of Kentucky Christian, so Mayo will return for Powell. Wesleyan's going to have to find some offense. 43.7 remaining here in the third quarter, and they trail it by 7. Wright's going to pick up the dribble and bring it up the floor. She works it to the far side. Gets it to Penning. Back to Wright, it comes between the circles. Now she'll walk it to the left side, and she wanted to pass it to Mayo, but took an extra step before she could get the pass off. So Mayo and Wright, top of this press, then followed by Crowder and Jimenez Diaz. Inbounds is caught by Castle on the run. Castle gets it back to Theolano. 22 seconds. There's probably a half a second differential in game and shot clock. Both of shot clock still illuminated. Step back for a long two as a Theolano. Missed it. 11 seconds to play. Jimenez Diaz quickly up to Mayo. Mayo trying to get all the way to the rim. Layup no good. Rebound pulled down by KCU. It's going to be a heave by Sparks. It hits off the front of the rim from half court. But the third quarter will end with KCU in front by 7, 55-48. We got the final 10 minutes coming here on the Bulldog Digital Network. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network, Lady Bulldogs get outscored 22-11 in that third quarter. They got outscored 17-15 in the second quarter. But that 22-11 score has wiped out their first half lead and has given the momentum to Kentucky Christian. It's going to be Tennessee Wesleyan's ball out of the quarter break. Bates, Jimenez Diaz, Wright, Mayo, and Anna Crowder are out there. Wright gets the pass from Bates, working against Flowers. Jimenez Diaz trying to go against Atkins. Pulls back for about a 17-footer, and it's good. Finally, some bright spots offensively. Down to a 5-point game. Higgins back into the ball game, drops it to Atkins. Atkins is going to get fouled by Crowder, and Crowder had her hands down just a little bit. And so it's going to send Atkins to the line. 63.9% shooter on the season. One of 4 seniors on this ball club. Misses the first free throw. That's crucial for the Lady Bulldogs here. Second one falls off to the front. Here comes Jimenez Diaz pushing the pace. Jacob drops it back to Anna Crowder. Now Bates around the top of the key. Wesleyan just playing a little pass and catch on the perimeter. Bates takes it off the dribble. Got Higgins guarding her. Crowder trying to take her defender down the lane. Instead, Jimenez Diaz with it. Now working against Atkins, trying to take on the taller post player. Missed it. Bates comes flying in for the rebound, but Higgins able to step in front of her and get it. Pushes the pace to the near corner, and Flowers shuffled her feet. She knew it. Pass was a little firm, and she had to try to correct to catch it, and turns it over. This KCU team currently in 7th place, Wesleyan in 6th in the conference standings, so every bit of a game that could be a flip-flop in the standings. Bates goes right side of the lane. Layup strong against Higgins is good. Lady Bulldogs have the first 4 points of the 4th quarter. 55-52. Higgins gets all the way to the rim. Layup no good. Ball's tipped out. Higgins hits the deck as Crowder comes away with it. Here's Bates. Drops it to Jimenez Diaz. Skips it to Mayo. Open for 3 as Higgins was trailing the play. And it's knotted up at 55 all after the 3 from Cambry Mayo. Lady Bulldogs have erased that 7-point deficit from the start of this quarter, and it's tied up 55 all. We'll be right. Final 8:23 to play in this one, and we're knotted up at 55 all. Lady Bulldogs have erased the 7-point deficit to start this 4th and final quarter. It's going to be West that catches the inbound for KCU. Wright trying to catch up to her. Near the short corner, it was Gillum. Now back to Flowers for 3. Might have been tipped. Sparks gets the offensive board, missed it. Gillum, and it's going to be her and Bates tied up. Bates, the guard, gets her hand in there. Coach Ross yelling for his team to rebound. It's going to be Higgins, Atkins, Flowers, Gillum, and West. Now, good defensive block there by Jordan Wright. Lady Bulldogs have the chance to take the lead back, and it's going to be a travel by Jimenez Diaz instead. So Lady Bulldogs had an opportunity to take the lead back. It'll be their first lead since 4:27 in the 3rd quarter. Flowers gets the inbounds. She's going to walk it up the floor, shadowed by Jimenez Diaz. Skips it to the right wing, Higgins. Now feed inside to Gillum. Gillum goes up strong. That one goes all the way down and pops back out, and it'll go out of bounds off of West on the offensive board. That one looked like Gillum had made it. She started trotting back, and it just went and popped out of the cylinder. So here comes Bates with it. Chance to give Wesleyan the lead. Big crossover from Crowder, gets free to the left side. Layup too strong. Bates with a big offensive board. Lady Bulldogs are back in front with 7:25 to play. 57-55. Higgins trying to answer back. It's going to go out of bounds off of her. So turnover here. Hardwick's going to replace Flowers. No pressure shown by the Lady Knights on this trip. It'll be Wright and Bates in the backcourt. Wesleyan has Bates trying to drive. Three-pointer by Mayo. Strong off the back of the rim. Pulled down by West. Under 7 to play. Hardwick looked like she traveled, but kept her pivot foot down. Now Gillum misses another bunny inside. A little hook shot from the baseline. Doesn't fall. Now here comes Higgins with a steal. Jimenez-Diaz trying to cut her off. Avoids the whistle. Now she drops it to Gillum, and Gillum gets blocked by Wright again. Wright's got a couple of big blocks here down the stretch. Over to Jimenez-Diaz. Left side on the glass is good. Wesleyan starting to find the rhythm once again. They've been missing it. Wright hits the deck. Ball's turned over. Mayo to Jimenez-Diaz. Now layups on the left side is no good. Bates with another offensive board. Gets it to Mayo. They'll clear it back out. Wright might have got away with a travel. Jimenez-Diaz, though, is going to knock down the three wide open. And 6:03 to play, and the Lady Bulldogs are now in front by 7, 62-55. We'll be back after the timeout. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network, it's a 7-point lead for Tennessee Wesleyan. They have overcome that 7-point deficit they started this quarter with. Built a lead of their own. They're 3 away from tying their largest of the ball game at 10. Largest for KCU was at 9. Gillum with it in the front court. Trying to go across the lane, drops it out to West. Lefty's going to knock down a three of her own. There's the first points of the fourth quarter for KCU. 4-point game. Wesleyan can extend it. Still a 2-possession game at the moment with 4 points. Crowder, a nice little back cut. Layup comes off to the left. Mayo gets the rebound, bounces it to an open Crowder. Nobody cleared out Crowder on the rebound. Good eyes there underneath. 5:15 to play. Still a lot of basketball in this one. Guys game coming up next. KCU. They move it around the perimeter. West trying to take it off the dribble. They're going to get Bates with a foul on the floor. This one's going to be her first. Team first of the quarter. Theolano back into the ball game. She has got 3 fouls to her credit. West with 3. Higgins with 3. For Wesleyan, it's Crowder, Jimenez-Diaz, and Mayo with 2 apiece. That's the foul trouble for both teams. Theolano trying to lob it in to Atkins, and she's going to push Anna Crowder down. Atkins picks up her second, team second. Again, this was a 2-point ball game up at KCU, 63-61 on November the 5th. It's been relatively close, even though Wesleyan's led by double figures and Kentucky Christian's led by 9 at one point. Mayo on the near wing. Crowder pops it over to Jimenez-Diaz. 3-pointer is short. Looked about the same as the one she hit a minute ago. Now a blocking foul on Anna Crowder, and they are going to count the bucket as her and Atkins collide, and so that's going to put it back to a 4-point game. 64-60 with 4.5 to play. And here's Atkins, the senior from Wayne, West Virginia, Wayne High School. Chance to make it a one-possession game. Misses it. Crowder with the rebound. They'll clear it out to right. Wright looking to the right side of the floor. They'll she'll bring it back near side to Jimenez Diaz. Gets a screen from Crowder. Nice through two defenders. Sends it over to Mayo. Now here's Bates with it. Shot clock down to 5. Wright going to pull up from just behind the elbow. That one goes high off the rim and the top of the backboard. 4 minutes to play. Gillum catches it near side. Lob inside is deflected by Mayo, but KCU will keep possession. Flowers trying to back down Mayo. Mayo leaves her feet momentarily, and Flowers had the advantage there in size, but just didn't use it correctly. Here's Crowder, kind of forced up a hook shot. Mayo goes across the lane and does not get that one. That one's, we're going to say it's out of bounds off of KCU. Wesleyan's going to get J.C. Powell back into the ball game. Alexis Bates will take a breather. Inbounds to right. She's got the lay-in on the right side. Nobody called her. 3:25 to play, and it's back to a 6-point advantage, 66-60. Both of these teams average in the mid to high 60s. On pace for that currently. Pass deflected into the low post, and Mayo gets the steal. Pushing the pace. Throws up a prayer from the right block. Missed it. Gets her on board. They clear it out. Right for three at the top. Takes a high bounce. Another bounce off the rim. She gets her on board. Atkins pulls down the rebound. They've got a hold. Wesleyan and KCU starting to get into it a little bit. Getting a little chippy here. And let's see who they're going to call this one on. This is going to be on Jordan Wright. She's going to pick up her second, team fourth. So Bates will return. Wright will take a breather. Higgins back into the ball game. She'll replace Athiolano. Wesleyan showing full court pressure with 2:53 to play. Flowers trying to lob it into Higgins. This one's going to be foul on Bates. Looked like she had tied it up. Bates is going to pick up her second, and that's going to send KCU to the line. Coach Rice pleading with the official as he walks down the floor. So that's going to send Jada Higgins to the line. 72% shooter on the season, good for 12th in the conference. Her first free throw attempts on the night. Misses the first one. Bulldog fans cheering loudly for that miss. 66-60. Higgins does convert the second one. Still a two-possession game. Jimenez Diaz out front with it. Sends it to her left to Mayo. Now it comes back out to Crowder. Wright takes possession. Crowder keeps it on the top of the key. Now sends it left side to Mayo. Big crossover against Flowers. Goes up strong, and like several shots have been for Wesleyan, just too strong off the glass. KCU in transition. Gillum circles it back out to the near corner. Feed into Flowers. Flowers has Mayo jump ball. This one will give it to Tennessee Wesleyan. Mayo did a good job of getting her hand on the ball to block it, but essentially because it was held just a moment too long, it was ruled a jump ball, which worked out in Wesleyan's favor. 2:14 to play. Trying to add to their 5-point lead here. Wright trying to work against Higgins. Quick crossover, and Higgins is going to pick up a foul as Wright hit the deck. Yep, that one's going to be the fourth on Higgins. Team first of the quarter. Inbounding it will be Jimenez-Diaz. Gets it over to Bates. Jacob trying to take Atkins off the dribble. Gets to the left side. Another layup, just too strong off the glass. Jimenez-Diaz ties it up. That at least will flip the possession arrow to Tennessee Wesleyan after KCU takes this inbounds with 1:51 to play. It's a 5-point advantage for Jeff Rice's ball club. Looking to pick up their fourth win in a row. KCU trying to pick up their second. Three-pointer up from West. No good. Mayo chases it down in the far corner. No pressure being shown by KCU with 1:36 to play. Would have expected maybe a little full-court press. Bates with it near side. Sends it top of the key to Crowder. Wesleyan passes it off to Wright. 1:20 to go. Wright loses the handle. Jimenez-Diaz picks it up. Trying to feed it into Crowder. Forced that one a little too much. Higgins picks up the ball. Fights through some contact. Spins to the low block on the left side. Kicks out for a Flowers three, and this one bounces up and over the backboard. 1:02 to play. KCU has 3 fouls to give before they can send Wesleyan to the line. And it's going to be a timeout for Tennessee Wesleyan. They're up by 5, 66-61. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network, 56.6 remain, and it's a 5-point lead for Tennessee Wesleyan. Bates has it. She's got a career high day with 11 rebounds, bested her previous one of 8. Now feed into right side layup, no good. A lot of contact. Official says they were straight up. Higgins trying to take it coast to coast, and 2 players colliding hard. And Jimenez-Diaz and Higgins, and they're going to say it was out of bounds off of KCU. That one not called either way, and Coach Kahn upset with that one. Bates is going to get it with 38 seconds to play. It's a 5-point advantage. KCU picks him up at midcourt. Wesleyan has it in Wright's hands, working against West. West is going to pick up the foul here. That's going to be her 4th. Still only the 3rd foul on the Lady Knights. So they got to foul 2 more times to send Wesleyan to the line. Crowder trying to get it in. Gets it into the backcourt to Jimenez-Diaz. 26 seconds to play. Atkins will foul her and pick up her 3rd. And then 1 more will send Wesleyan to the line. So they'll inbound it from the far side of the floor. It's going to be a timeout by Coach Kahn. So we'll be back here on the Bulldog Digital Network. 22.5 remaining in this Appalachian Athletic Conference contest. It's going to be Mayo to key it in on the side out of bounds. They throw it into the backcourt to Crowder. Crowder gets slapped in the face by Atkins. Atkins is going to pick up her fourth, and Anna Crowder is going to go to the line. Menez-Diaz helps her to her feet with 21.2 remaining, and Anna Crowder is going to take her time walking to the line. Hardwick and Sparks will check in for KCU. Atkins will come out. And so will Higgins. Crowder makes the first free throw. 21.2, and it's a 6-point game. This one just about do it, and she converts it, 68-61. 7-point advantage. West brings it up the far side, skips it to the right side, over to Hardwick, takes a three, comes off the rim to the left, and Jeff Rice is going to call the timeout quickly. We'll stay here with you through it with 12 seconds remaining. Wesleyan in front, 7-point lead, 68-61. They're going to take it in their home front court, near side. Again, the guys' game coming up next after this one. Wesleyan men trying to pick up another conference win. They find themselves in second place, looking for their third straight win against the Kentucky Christian team, 5-16 overall. They're in 11th. They've had the top player in the conference through part of the season, but we've gotten word that he is not here, and so we will see who Kentucky Christian will roll out there. But first, the Lady Bulldogs trying to end this one, 12 seconds, and it's 68-61. Wright gets open off a back screen that she set for Bates, and she'll draw the foul here against Gillum. So that's going to send her to the line for another 2 free throws. Again, they're going to recognize Jordan Wright after this game for hitting her 1,000th point in a Lady Bulldogs uniform. And she converts that one. 69-61, 9.7. Missed it. So they again are going to recognize Jordan Wright here at midcourt for her 1,000th point. And it looks like both teams are going to huddle up for a prayer as well. The Lady Bulldogs will take a special moment to recognize Jordan Wright. As they huddle up for a prayer at midcourt. So they take care of that, and we are going to try to turn the microphone on here for the recognition of Jordan Wright at midcourt. Jordan Wright turns, and as Coach Rice is asking for her to come out there, she goes, "What did I do?" We'll pause and listen to this.
Who in this game made her 1,000th point and became the 45th Lady Bulldog in program history in the Housing Career Conference. Congratulations, Jordan Wright.
Jordan becomes the 24th Lady Bulldog to hit that 1,000-point mark, so congratulations to her. The local product is now her team. Will celebrate with her, and Coach Jeff Rice is going to come talk to us real quick here and get him set up here on the broadcast as he grabs the stat sheet so he can look at it and give him a second to get the headphones on. And Coach Rice, game that kind of you had in control, lost it, but then battled back and started out with a hot fourth quarter that really kind of helped you put this one away.
Yeah, we didn't shoot as well. I mean, we got off to a good start. You know, we're taking really good shots, and the way we want to get them, whether on kickouts or on skips or inside out. And then for 2 quarters, we just kind of threw up the first thing that came along, and we don't shoot it very well like that. That's the way we played kind of, the first part of the year. But we made enough in the fourth quarter to, come back from a pretty good sized deficit, I guess 10, 9, 10 points, something like that. But we got it done on defense end. I mean, we rebounded very well. We contested the inside. They kept trying to post Camry, and that's fine. I mean, but that's not what most people do. And sometimes when you don't do what you normally do, good things don't happen for you.
You talked about Mayo having to guard some bigger post players, but she got a key jump ball call on a block down here. Jordan Wright, also a lot of big blocks for her on a career achievement for her.
Yeah, I mean, been great for 4 years now. We were excited when she decided to come back and play here. Super kid, going to graduate, makes good grades, local kid. I don't know what we'll do over there in the middle without her playing. It'll definitely hurt the crowd a little bit. But she deserves all her accolades. I think she's been, all conference, all 3 years she's played. And, really had some people step up. I mean, Jenkins kind of struggling a little bit putting in the goal, but, she made a big, she made a big three. Camry made a huge three. JC got some good minutes for us, rebounded it, didn't shoot it very well. And McKaylee's been battling an Achilles that she's just not moving very well, and we try to take it easy on her the first 2 days in practice, and it was feeling better tonight, but she's still just not moving. We're going to have to get that. We got to have her for the stretch run, and we're going to need her this weekend playing some bigger bodies. So, I just made the decision, let's just rest her in the second half, and I thought we need to be more athletic and get some 4 guards on the floor with the way they were attacking, and we were able to do that and get a big win.
Achilles is always tough to kind of play with when it's got some damage there. But another guard that had a double-double tonight, career-high rebounds for your point guard, Alexis Bates, with 11 boards.
I mean, she's just a battler. She's athletic. She's active. She attacks the boards. I wish we all attacked it like her and JC. I mean, they just go. I mean, it's just effort. It's just effort of going to the boards and finding, and tracking it down, and you can't say. The way she's played since Stone's injury, she's really come into her own. We felt like she could really, really play, and she's put a bunch of straight games together now.
Coach, you've got a long road trip ahead of you on Friday. You go to Columbia College, and then you play the next day at CIU. Matt and I will be over there for a radio game on Saturday with you all for both of those. But what do you got? What adjustments? Maybe get some rest.
That's the thing. This time of the year, everybody's playing a lot of minutes. You get a little tired, and you just got to fight through it, and you try to limit the number of minutes you get if you can on Friday night. But the main thing is, if we're playing well, and you just go ahead and get that win, and then take your chances the next day. I mean, Coach Harrison always said if you just win half the road games, you've done pretty good, and that'd be the case. And we beat Columbia, and then take your chances against CIU, and just see what happens.
It put you above 500 in the road category, but it's also against a Columbia team that you beat really your best game so far this year.
Yes.
99 points you put up on them on Saturday. So
they'll be ready after the way we played. And, the press, it's kind of like with them, too, tonight. The press just kind of gets you in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
They shot it well all the way up into that. And then you look up, and they're 2 of 13, 1 of 6, 1 of 5. And that's legs. That's just legs of having to go up and down the whole time. And we trying to stay fresh. Probably played a couple people some too many minutes tonight, but – hey, we got to get dubs when we can.
There you go. Well, Coach, congrats on a big night and a big win for Jordan Wright and what she was able to do. So we'll see you on the road at Columbia International.
Thanks, guys.
Coach Jeff Rice pleased with his team, even though they had to battle through some of it, but they got back in front there in the fourth quarter. Started out strong, erased a 7-point deficit, turned it into a 7-point lead, and then that was kind of where we ended. They end the game actually with an 8-point win, 69-61. They go to 13-6 overall, 11-6 in the conference. They're 9-2 here at home, and they've won 4 straight ball games. Again, they'll be on the road on Friday night and Saturday, trying to make that at least a 4- and 5-game winning streak. We'll see what happens with that one. Kentucky Christian drops to 11-9, 8-8 in the conference, 4-6 on the road, and they have dropped their last game. So that'll wrap up our women's broadcast. We'll be back before the start of the guys' broadcast, which is coming up next. Guys' teams are warming up. They've got about a 25-minute break in between. It's a full 30-minute break, but it's about 24 and a half minutes now. So we will be back before the start of that one here on the Bulldog Digital Network.